Facebook, Chatbot 101, YouTube, what's going on? If you guys are catching this on the replay, let me know where you're tuning in from. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go do that. Today, we are talking about how to build your first funnel with chatbots, right? If you're just getting started, I want to kind of introduce you to what you can do and the different options, and then how to get it done in within the chatbots. So let's hop in. If you guys have questions, it's really, really important that you guys throw them down there because we want to make sure that we answer them. And even if you're catching this on the replay, asking questions allows we can come back and dive into things afterwards in the comments. So make sure you guys ask questions as well. Now, this came up because I know that lots of people are starting to figure out chatbots a little bit. They're building their first ones. They're starting to find clients. They have ideas. And so what I want to do is really show you how to implement a funnel within your chatbot. So building a funnel within your chatbot. And I really think that there's only 3 ways that you can sell something, right? There's really only 3 ways. And I've covered this in previous talks or previous live videos before, but we're going to cover them in a little more detail. You can go over copy, right? You can sell through what we'll just call this to make it easier, sales copy. And that's one way that you guys can sell. And I'm going to stand up for this because it makes my back feel better. If you guys don't have a standing desk, get one. It's like one of the greatest things ever. All right, so you got sales copy. All right. What else do you have? You've got live events, okay, webinars, even actually hosting, real live events in person, right? And then the last one is one-on-one calls. And we're going to share with you, I want to kind of dive deep, at least as deep as you guys want to go into how to actually implement these into your funnel as well. So let me hop in, see if we got any questions. If you guys are tuning in, hit one of those buttons down there. It doesn't have to be the purple heart, but hit one of those buttons, say hi, give me a thumbs up. Connie Hilton, thanks for tuning in live, guys. I always appreciate the love and knowing who's watching these. Let us know what your business is too. I'd love to know a little bit about that. Now, give me some input. Which one do you feel is the one that you guys are most confident with? Do you guys feel like you're really good at writing sales copy? Like, right, you make great Facebook posts, your websites are on point, you're great at selling through emails. I don't know, maybe you write like physical letters or maybe just like the things that you write get people to take action. That's one way to do it. For me, actually, that was the hardest thing for me to get good at. I'm still today, trying to master that every day. However, I know that there are some fundamentals that go into it. I started on the other side, right? I started sitting down with people one-on-one and going over my product, like literally spending sometimes 45 all the way up to 2 or 3 hours with one client to close like a $300 or $400 sale. It was kind of crazy, but that was kind of what we did. Like back then, we would get people in front of us and what we would do is we would go through our whole pitch and we would close them, and then we would do it again and again and again. And so for me, I found that there's much better ways to leverage things so that you're not constantly reproducing the sales process over and over again. But that's where I started. And so for me, I eventually progressed to doing live events, and I eventually progressed to doing things that like this, where I'm on a live Zoom call or a live Facebook live, and then I'm able to train people all together. And I've been hosting, live training since I was 18 years old. I ran my very first one, the largest training I've ran. I've had over 100 people. Now, what were we at? I think it was like 92 people sitting in our office. We had to rent out the large space next door so that we could fit everybody in the room. And so for me, that was something that I've been doing for a while, but this is kind of a spin-off of that. And then obviously we can talk about the sales copy. And for me, what I would share with you is that the way that I sell through sales copy is through my videos. I have pre-recorded videos that go out and do the selling, do the explaining, do the pitching for me while they're watching and learning. So lots of different ways. It looks like Kevin says one-on-one. My picture's gone. So if you guys can't see, let me know. Hopefully you guys can see. Kevin says he likes to do one-on-one. Hilton says live events and meetups are great for him. Colin, I appreciate the love. So let me know, which one do you guys want to dive into today most? We'll try and talk about all of them, but I want to spend at least the time going over what's going to be most valuable for you. So let's see. For you guys, we need a vote down there. So those guys who are hopping on live, give me just give me an S, an L, or a 1. Give me an S, an L, or a 1, depending upon what you want to get into. Now, while we're talking about this, on Friday, we have a training that's going on, and we are going to be teaching you how we've implemented these systems and how you can do these same things but create passive income. So if you want that, make sure you guys are subscribed to that as well. Let's see, S. So we got Jodine. Jodine says S. So she said sales copy. So let's go in here. And what's great about a lot of these things is that they're all going to be covering the same thing, right? They're all going to be, handling the same objectives. So the first thing that we've got to be able to handle in the sales copy, right, is we've got to have like credibility, right, or authority, or whatever you kind of want to, like, whatever you want to talk about it, right? Like whatever you want to say, like a credibility, authority. Some people call that expertise, right? Like that's the first thing that you kind of got to be able to establish. Now, this doesn't have to mean that you have to have, this doesn't mean that you have to have 1,000 followers, a million followers. This doesn't mean, or 1,000 people in a Facebook group, 1 million followers. This doesn't mean that you have to have like a large brand, okay? What it means is that you need to either be recommended by somebody, or you just need to be able to relate to them in a way where they feel like you're just a step ahead, right? I think that that's something I really got from Russell Brunson, and what he's kind of infused into his people is like, you don't need to be an expert to quote unquote to help people, right? like I don't think that you should call yourself an expert before you are one. However, in order to really help people, you don't quote unquote need to be an expert, but you do need to have some credibility. You need to have some authority, right? You need to have some expertise, or you need to be referred, right? I think that's the kind of the biggest thing that people miss, is that you can actually build this in by getting referred by other people. So sales copy, okay? And I'm getting too philosophical here. I feel like I should today in our accelerator, we're going to get super tactical. So I'm going to keep being philosophical here because that's what I like to talk about. And I think this is helpful for you guys. I don't think that you're going to get this stuff elsewhere. All right, let's keep going. So we've got this. Okay, so now what's the next thing that we need to do? All right, the next thing that we need to do is we need to establish a need. All right, so we need to establish a need. And this is like the problem, right? This is the pain. This is like, why does someone need to pay attention to you? And this is often found out through asking them, right? You want to be able to anticipate what their needs are, right? And so let's kind of, how do I explain this? So down here, the way that we're going to do that is we've got 3 methods, okay? We've got three methods to be able to do that. We've got video, right? We've got, I'm going to put video and audio here in like 1, because in terms of what we're talking about for chatbots, they're used kind of interchangeably, right? Over here, we've got pictures, and with chatbots, don't forget GIFs. Right? I don't know if it's all capital. And then, what else do we have? And then with also the last one, we've also got text, right? Obviously, okay? So the way that you establish this is through these different types of mediums, right? You can send a video, you can send a picture, you can send text to follow up with them, right? So for example, let's dive in and I want to give you guys an example here of kind of the way that we do it. Let me know, can you guys see this as well? This would be terrible if you guys can't see. So let me know if the picture is good. But let me kind of show you what I'm talking about, right? So for my musician client, Brother James, okay, we're not totally finished yet, so don't crash the bot quite yet, all right? But what you'll see is we've got different, like we use different things to follow up with them. So this is a mindset series, and we're going to plug in a video, but we also link to the songs and we link to the audios that are available for them as well. So when you're following up with people, you can get creative on the chatbot. And what we do is we give them the link to download it. So they have the Dropbox where they can download it. We also send them this link right here. And what's really cool about this is it lets them stream it from all their favorite places. So it sends them a smart link to stream it from all their favorite places. And then if they want to listen to it right in Messenger, we actually send them the MP3. We actually send them the Dreamer MP3 as an audio, and they're able to listen right there in Messenger. So we hit all of the different kind of facets for them, right? So that they can consume it. Because the reality is that people consume content different ways, right? So if we hop over here, let's say, okay, so we've got need. All right, so then the next step is we've got to convey some value here, right? We've got to convey some value. So let me show you kind of what I mean by that. So value, once again, we've got our options. We can send them a video, we can send them pictures, we can send them text, right? But one thing that we've done in conveying value really quickly is we've actually sent like testimonial videos, right? And so if I go over in here, here's a testimonial video that we send, right? So we say, hey, do you want to hear from someone that has generated 6 figures in just a weekend with this product, right? And so we say that as like, okay, that's super, yes, like that's really valuable to these people because we know a lot about their, the coaches and clients, and we know a lot about, this niche, and this is what they want, right? They want to make 6 figures. And so we have a video that we send to them that highlights that. And what this video is it's a testimonial video. It's not actually a video from the client. It's a video from one of our clients, right? So same thing, video, audio, pictures, and text. That's how we are able to convey these different kinds of things. Now, after value, right? After value, what I think with this is like, you've got to have some comparison. And so this is not always easy to do, but it was something that I found really important because when I was early on in my sales journey, I found that a lot of people, they always were like, well, I'm going to do some research, right? I'm going to think about it and get back to you. And I never want people to think about it on their own because you're the credible one. You're the authority. You have some expertise. You were referred by somebody, right? And so with that being said, like the best thing that they can do is to think about it when you're right there, right? The best thing that they can do is to get all their questions answered by someone who knows what the hell they're talking about. And so what I have found is best is to answer those questions proactively. What are they going to find when they go out and do their research? What are they going to find when they go out and look for other stuff, right? Can you automatically share what is negative, negative or what well, obviously you want to highlight, you want to highlight the realities, right? You don't want to lie. But if you are going to compare it, you want to show how you are better. And so obviously you'll show how you are much more positive by highlighting the things that they do not do. And so you just want to answer the questions of what else is out there. Once again, through your videos, through your pictures, through your GIFs, right? And so if I hop over here into, Chatbot, my Chatbot, like you'll notice that we use text, we use quick replies, we use videos. I showed you before how we use audio. If I hop into my Millennial Skills one, right? One thing that we do, we have right now our passive income series going on. So if you guys still are not going through this series, just comment passive income and we'll get you the link there. But you'll notice that this one, we actually utilize lots of different things. We utilize text, we utilize video, and we also utilize long form text. So you'll notice here that we actually include the Google Drive link in here so that they can go through and read this, right? Who's in there editing stuff? Boom. So what's great is you can actually add comments, and it makes it really kind of cool to participate in it. But this is in here, right? This is in the chatbot. So my point is that we're leveraging all these different mediums, video, pictures, and text, to be able to get people closer to the sale, right? Next here, you got to have some, urgency. So I think that like you got to be able to build the offer, right? So you got to be able to go through and explain the offer. And once again, you've got pictures, you've got text, and you've got video to be able to explain it. And so what we do, right, is we have a video for it. So for our passive income series, here's a little secret. At the end of it, there is a way that you can actually use our system to start making passive income for yourself if you want to, okay? But there's a video here that explains all of it. It's like 5-6 minutes that walks through all of that stuff. And remember, it goes back to, what are you good at? What do you like to do? For me, I'm better at doing videos than I am at writing stuff. And so for me, my quote unquote sales copy is my videos. And so once again, that's how I'm able to explain stuff, is through videos. You can do text. You can do, you still have the opportunity to create websites and landing pages, right? Like for example, you guys saw in here, when someone opts into the passive income series, they get to see our privacy policy right away, okay? We're pretty forthcoming with it, and it has this long form privacy policy that's placed on a website, but embedded right into the chatbot, so that they're able to open it right within Facebook Messenger. And so it makes it really easy for them to read it if they want to, right? But once again, text, video, audio, okay? All right, am I losing anybody here? If this is valuable, guys, smash the like button, hit the like button, and let's give this thing a thumbs up so the good old algorithm will know that this ain't trash. All right, so what else? What's the last part? Okay, the last one, all right, is urgency. And this, let's put this here, and let's drag that bad boy right there. I'm so super OCD with all this stuff and how it fits together. But this one is urgency. And you've got to give them some reason to buy today. You've got to give them some reason to buy now. And for me, I like positive urgency. And I realize I might not have built this into my last offer. So I'm going to have to go back and create some positive urgency. And the way that I see this is, I like to use Frank Kern's model, which is increasing the cool, right? A lot of people, they create urgency through scarcity. And I don't know, that's kind of just, I just don't like to live in a scarce world, or I'm trying to move out of it, that's for sure. But what I would share with you is that the way that you want to build urgency is to increase the coolness, right? Increase what if they take action today, the value that you're gonna get, right? I feel, I don't like taking away stuff. I like adding on more stuff if they say yes. So that's kind of the urgency that I like to build through the sales copy. So all of these things, this is kind of the process, right? This is really the process. So we can dive in specifically, like how I've kind of done this. I've showed you how I've done this through sales copy. Through live events. This is really, when it comes down to it, there are both online and offline events, right? And what I'll share with you is, for the first several years of my career, I ran a brick and mortar sales organization, right? And that's, I ran my own kind of sales organization out here in LA. And what I would do is I would bring anywhere between 3 to 5, all the way up to 40 people, and I would get them in one room, and I would pitch them on the sales job, right? And it was this event, right? And we called it an interview, because you never want to just call it a sales pitch, but essentially we were interviewing them on if they would be willing to take up this sales job, because the sales job is not for everybody, and we wanted to weed out, the ones that weren't qualified or weren't motivated or interested. And so what we would do is we would get them there, and the reason that it was important to get them in a single place was because we wanted to keep their attention, right? If they are, that's kind of the challenge with the sales copy, is that you have to create enough urgency, you have to create enough value, you have to matter enough for them to even just pay attention and kind of read and go through all of your stuff. So it's really, really important that what you make sure to do is that you, how do I say this? I'm losing my train of thought because I'm going back to all the years of running live events. But point is, right, is that you get their attention when you have them in front of you, right? You're able to capture their attention, and that is the biggest value that live events presents, right? Now, it also is an extra responsibility. It's an extra, there are more things. It's frankly, I don't know if it's more difficult, but it's a different skill, right? It's a different skill to be able to capture people's attention and to be able to keep, people interested and engaged for a period of time, right? Like, there are some times where that sales pitch, right, that explanation of the sales job would take 45 minutes, up to an hour, right? But what I realized is that as I got more experience delivering the material, commanding their attention and keeping them engaged for the entire process became a lot easier. And so that's why, these things come a little more naturally to me, right? So Gracie, I appreciate your comments. Guys, if you have any questions, throw those down there. We're talking about the 3 different funnels that we're using, and I'll share with you guys, like, with offline events now, because that's where a lot of people want to start, right? It's like, that's why people love the internet, because it allows you to not have to rent out an office for $2,000 a month, to not have to, it's just like there's so much more stuff that you have to deal with when you are doing stuff in person. So for webinars, I'll share with you what we do is we do it right here through the chatbot. So here's what it says, okay? So it says, hey, so-and-so, if you want to register for this Friday's live training, here's what it's on. I use a picture. Or it says, want to register for this Friday's live training. I need a question mark. Okay, I couldn't read my own chatbot. Now, here's the picture, okay? So we have a new picture in here. Branding, what is it? Is it this one? Bam, bam, bam. All right. Then if they click sign me up, what it does is it saves it to, it basically saves it to their profile, and it does it right here. So the webinar attribute goes to, let's see, 6. What is so that's May. What's Friday? Today is, what is today? Say Tuesday? Tuesday. Oh my goodness. I don't even know dates anymore. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's the 22nd, right? And it's definitely not May anymore. You see that? So this is the way that I would update it. So it'd be like June 22nd. And it would track this user attribute, so I know that they came in on the webinar for June 22nd, and it would save them in right here. Now, I could go through and broadcast out to these particular people any particular message about, hey, here's a little follow-up, a little reminder, here's some extra little bonuses or some goodies, here are some things that we're going to cover on the training. But now if I go in here and I put in webinar, I can actually send everybody who came in and has a webinar tag, I can come in and send them a message, right? And those 200 people, that's funny. Those 200 people will get tagged, or will be able to get the message. So this is how we do it kind of manually. You can automatically do a webinar, right? There are ways to automate the webinar through the chatbot. And the way that we do that is similarly through adding in videos in here. We talked about that. But we also, in the passive income series, what I did is I actually included instructions into the videos so that people actually get to participate in the process, right? So if I go down here to the passive income series, well, they're going to get the video and they're going to get it sent over. But you'll notice if I go over here, if they say next or next video, it's going to take them to a block that's called the called the routing block. And basically what we're doing is we are just sending them the next video. And so they can actually accelerate the process and they can actually take part in it, right here through responding back to the bot. So this is kind of a way that we automate these processes. And a lot of people that, they go, well, I want to run an automated webinar. So what you can do if you want to do that is you can actually just utilize videos and keywords and responses within the video to really make an engaged experience within the bot. So that's what I would say about that. When you guys do that, you've got to have some way for them to register, right? You got to have some sort of follow-up, whether that's increase, like I said, goodies, value, extra trainings, reminders, okay? Then you've got to have reminders. And then once again, you've got to have the delivery of the event, right? The execution of the event, you got to give them that. And then, so let's say notifications, right? Like, hey, we're starting, and then follow up afterwards. And ideally, you'd want to be able to track who showed up and who didn't, some sort of way. So I would make sure that you do that, in some sort of capacity as well. All right, I need to take a sip of water. I'm talking for a little bit. If this has been valuable, guys, hit the like button and ask any questions that you guys have, because we've got a few more minutes before I get up out of here. I'm sorry I haven't gotten as many videos out to you as I would have liked, but things are busy, and it's a good problem, not an excuse. Definitely a reason, though. That's for sure. So we want to make up for lost time. All right, any questions out there? Throw them down there, and let's keep moving. Corinder, great to see you as well. If you guys are here, hit one of those buttons, a thumbs up, say hello, right? And let's dig into what you want to dig into. All right, so for one-on-one calls, here's what you guys need to do. So what you want to have is like some sort of survey or application. This is basically just your qualifying process, right? This is basically like you want to have some way to qualify people, and usually do that through a survey or some sort of application that they're filling out. Now, then you want to have, and then what you can do is right here, you do some sort of, contact info collection, right? So you want to get their email, and what we do is we just utilize the phone request, right? The phone number request and the email request to make it really easy. And what this does is it just pre-populates the phone number that is saved for their Facebook account. And so what's great about it is that it'll literally just pre-populate their number, and they just have to hit a button and it'll go forward and send it off to them. So we find that that's the easiest way to be able to do that. But the reason that you want to do that is twofold, right? Did you guys see my pink cup, by the way? Look at that. It says stressed, blessed, and coffee obsessed. That's true. It's just an interesting color, but who cares? It's a cup. By getting their contact information, you get two things, right? The first thing that you get is you get the ability to follow up with them in a different form, in a different manner, right? Obviously, you have their first name, their last name, you have their Facebook profile, so you can go up as an individual and follow up with them and reach out to them. You can go out and find them on LinkedIn. You can do all of that as well. But you can get their phone number, their email, and that allows you to be able to contact them. Now, secondly, though, the second thing that it does is it shows that they are willing to be contacted, because they have the option to say no. And I think that that's a really important thing that a lot of people miss is they have the opportunity to say no. So the vast majority of these people who do give their information, they're signaling something by submitting their information. So it's really, really important for you to allow that stage in some sort of capacity so that you are further whittling down and further qualifying this pool of people so that you can be most efficient with your time, right? Last thing here is we got to have some sort of scheduling, right? And then I guess like this thing is scheduling. And then what's nice about this is that it goes right in here to the follow-up. Okay, it goes right in there to the follow-up. So the scheduling aspect is great because with chatbots you can connect to Google Calendar. You can just get their ideal times, right? There are lots of ways that you can connect it and sync it up and make it coded, program it together. However, there are very simple ways that you can just use quick replies and buttons to be able to get that information as well. Like on the simplest end, I'll share with you because our MedSpa clients don't have a very good scheduling process. What we do is we just ask them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the days that they're open, and morning or afternoon. And we could get more detailed with like 9, 10, 11, 12, or whatever. And then all we do is we collect their phone number and we tell them that the people are going to follow up and confirm, right? And so it's now the med spa's job to confirm it. If they had a better system and a better scheduling integration, then we could make this even more detailed. But I just want to show you that because that was the simplest way that we wanted to get that information out to our client. And then what happens is that all of this information gets sent off to our what's what I'm looking for, Zapier. And then the client gets all the information and they're able to say, hey, they want to come in Monday at this time or Tuesday at this time. So they're able to follow up and schedule a appropriate time. So it can be really simple. You don't have to make it complicated. But that same kind of thing, you schedule, you follow up, you send reminders, you let them know, hey, it's time, and then you follow up and track. So those are the 3 ways to do it, guys. Once again, I'm going to make an engagement bag. I want to see how many people that we can get on live here, because what you guys don't know is that the more times you hit the like button, the more times that you hit the heart button, literally it'll show the video to more people. It's kind of crazy seeing it on my end, but I've seen certain people single-handedly, because they just enjoyed the video so much, hit the like button 5, 10, 15, 20 times, and they've doubled the amount of viewers who are able to benefit from the video. So don't think that you just out there are, you mean, you're just as important as I am. So I just want to say that I can't thank you enough for spending the time watching this with me, or watching this and hanging out with me. If you guys got questions, I'm serious, throw those down here in the CB101 group. It's a really helpful community, and I'm sure we can find an answer for you. But have an amazing one, and keep on. We'll see you later.